All right, guys. So this week we are reviewing the infamous last installment to the Halloween 2018 trilogy. Halloween Ends, directed by David Gordon Green, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichak, and Rohan Campbell are the main few antagonists, protagonists, whatever you want to call them. This is going to be a quick little non-spoiler, just general thoughts, real quick, and then we're going to get right into spoilers.
Oh,
This was streaming on Peacock. If y'all do want to watch it.
I think we are going to have very different opinions on this one.
Anthony, but you didn't see the first two, bro.
But I watched a lot of recap. I feel like I understood enough.
I hope you understood her Lori's character pretty well because I think that was
Yeah, I understood
a
Lori.
heavy point.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it though. But okay, what are y'all's general thoughts? Just something quick. We can
This
tell
movie
everybody.
sucked dick.
All right, Anthony. That was short and sweet, I guess.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really
Bro,
good.
shut the fuck up, bro. I love you, Anthony. This is why I love you.
So when you keep an open mind, audience, keep an open mind going into this movie because they take a completely different direction. I will say this: they did take a completely different direction, like something kind of original, like we haven't really seen before. However, it did not work in the slightest. It did not work at all. And what you're looking for is probably the last 20 minutes of the film. So just be patient and endure the rest of the movie. And I mean, it still has the same Halloween elements you're used to, but other than that,
Okay,
the main
are
protagonists aren't
y'all
even in the movie for like half the time. So that's it. I'm done. That's it.
I'm
That's all
interested
y'all
to hear
get.
what
okay?
Anthony.
So time out.
That's all y'all get.
Real thing. I knew that y'all weren't gonna like this movie because of that reason, but because Michael Myers was not in the movie for very long. I knew y'all weren't gonna like it for that reason, but I knew that going in because I read about it like going in. I did these recaps, and I there were like there's a reason why there's reasons why he wasn't in it, and if I went into this movie not knowing, if I went into this movie expecting it to be like the previous movies, then yeah, I wouldn't have liked it as much. But I went into this movie knowing he wasn't going to be in it, knowing it's going to be a little different. And with that knowledge, I feel like I could appreciate the movie itself more.
No,
Hear me out.
that's not the big problem. I have to talk about it in spoilers. That's not the big problem, guys. It's just, no, I can't even say that. It's just
I was gonna say
the
that
direction they took with it.
him not being in the movie isn't what rubbed me the wrong way. What rubbed me the wrong way is that it was just a bad movie.
Okay, was it a bad movie or a bad end to the franchise?
No, it was a bad movie in general.
I thought the ending was okay. I thought it was fine.
That's fair.
I thought the movie was bad, which we will get
I thought the
into.
ending is what. I thought the ending of the movie is what made the first 2/3 of the movie bad.
Yeah, I could see that.
So what okay. Well, I thought the worst thing that this movie did was it tried to tell two different stories.
Yes,
And that was the biggest thing for
that's a
me.
great way to putting it. Yeah, they totally try to tell two different stories, but we'll get into that right now. Spoilers. Leave if you haven't subscribed.
Wait, no, wait. Do we recommend the movie though? I
No,
don't.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
1 out of 3 hooligans recommend, ladies and gentlemen. Enter at your own risk.
It's so spoilers. It's actually no, I'll say it. It's so disappointing. This trilogy. It's so disappointing because the first one was so good.
Right? I thought the first one where he came back, I was like, oh,
It
they
made
revived this fucker.
it
It's
made
gonna be
so much
lit.
sense. Just the timeline and everything. It was so good, and then they did Lori perfect. Which I don't think they really did anything wrong with her character through the whole trilogy. Like I think she was fine in the end too.
I think this last movie they threw her character arc out the window a little bit.
What? I don't okay, I can't speak as well as y'all, but I feel like even in this movie, Laurie's character was really solid.
Yeah, what did you not like about it?
She was solid, but I think they fumbled the bag with her character arc.
How so?
How? Because she did exactly what she planned out to do. Like her everything her character has been leading up to for the past like 40 years has finally
And
come to
she
an end.
finally
You know
she's
what I mean?
finally learned because he was gone for like 4 years after the first movie or second movie, and so she finally learned that she needs to stop being so paranoid. It's like ruining her life. She needs to just let go. Like, but at the same time, she still does have that trauma. And when he finally comes back, she finally said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna beat this trauma." Like, she just doesn't give a fuck anymore, basically.
I think she was the best character in the movie. I think I don't know. I feel like they just like for how much trauma she went through. I feel like they like even with that in mind, I feel like they almost like hyper exaggerated her character a bit. It felt like at that point she was playing like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it felt like a hyperbole compared to like the other characters in the movie. And I don't know if that's because everyone else was just written poorly or if it was just overacted or what. But like it
You
just felt
can
like overplayed, you know?
she I think it's because she was in the back seat, and then by the time like the last 20 minutes of the movie, or like maybe the middle of the movie hit, they try to make her be like, "Oh no, actually she's the main character." But it's like,
Okay,
what
yeah,
do you
I was about to
mean?
say, I guess
She
that was
hasn't been
my
the main
issue with it.
character.
Yeah, it wasn't that she was like overdone. I think it was that like they shoehorned her into like
Bro, how
everything
are you
because
gonna say, "Oh, she was overdone," and then Noah's like, "Nah, she wasn't," and you're like,
well
"Oh no, that's not
because
what I
I
But I
meant."
couldn't
didn't say she
I
wasn't.
couldn't
I
like
just said she wasn't the main character.
I just couldn't figure out
So
like how
they
to
try to
describe
force
what I
her.
was thinking. Yeah, like and by trying to force her, it felt overdone because the moment she was in there, they were like, "Oh shit, she's here. Have to make this like feel important." So I want everything scaled up to like 200%.
She was
That's
important from the get go, though.
Not
yeah, but
really.
Like,
then they forget about her in the middle, and then they like try to
how
shoehorn
did
her
they
in
forget
back at
about
the
her?
end.
How did they forget about her? They always came back to her.
Yeah, they came back to her. They did a good like they had a good time like portraying like her life after Michael Myers, or like, I mean, because they don't think he's dead, but like he's gone, like he hasn't been there in like 4 years. So like
Mhm.
she's like, her trauma's like, it's not gone. Trauma never leaves, but like, what's the word? She's just barely getting over it, actually trying to live her life out, and so like she's kind of taking a back seat until Michael comes back, until she realizes this kid, which I gosh, it's a whole nother subject, where this kid is also evil, like I can see it in his eyes, and that's when she becomes important because she's the only one that realizes that, which is like in the middle of the movie.
I still think she was important from the get go because she was like she kind of developed Allison's story in the beginning of the movie. You know what I mean?
Well, if she developed it, then Allison would be the main character.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
It's like what's a good example? Lord of the Rings. Frodo, Sam helped Frodo develop, and he's a side character.
I don't know, man.
TBH. I think it was just overcrowded. They tried to do too much, and it made everything feel
It
off.
was like you
I
said,
think that's
Anthony.
what kind of what we're seeing.
There was two stories there, and they just
It's like
not enough time.
I don't know. They did. I don't think it was not enough time. I think like they just had like a little butterfly effect where they were like, let's spend a little more time over here because they're new, and they neglected this. And they're like, oh shit, well we can't neglect this, so let's overdo that. And then it just kept just like there would just be ripples where it just wouldn't balance
I
right.
just think that well, okay, so like the whole point, or not the whole point, but like they were trying. I thought they were trying to like pass on the like the torch. You know what I mean?
That's what I kind
Pass
of
on the
thought they were
torch
doing.
to
Yeah,
Michael Myers, but then they're like, yeah, actually, never mind, and they kind of just kill off that whole story, like completely, like that whole story that was building up towards the movie. They just like got rid of it at the end.
See, and that was my issue with the ending. That's why I said like the first two thirds felt like a completely different movie versus the end. Like the
Yeah,
first two thirds were kind of working on their own, but then once you just kill the fucker off, it's just like, all right, so cool. I just wasted like an hour of my life, and I actually screenshotted right like the exact timestamp that it started on Halloween Day, which is what you expect from a movie titled Halloween. So out of an hour and 50-minute runtime, guess how long it took to get to Halloween Day?
an hour 30.
An hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But like the last 10 minutes were credits. The first like 10 minutes was just like, oh, here's your TV show recap of everything that happened in this series so far.
Um,
In case you missed this decade old fucking movie franchise, here's what happened.
let's backtrack a little bit. We'll talk about the ending later. We should get the cons out of the way, I guess. Anthony, I want to start with you because you're indifferent.
Well, we've been talking about the cons
We have, but not
this whole
really
time.
like in structure. We've just been talking about like little key things. Is there anything like else in particular?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, but it has to do with the ending. Um, I don't know. I guess it's just the same thing I've said about like how they started like this one part of the movie, and then started the second part of the movie. It was like two different movies, and then the first part just didn't matter. You know what I mean? It just all ended.
Yeah, that's I'll just say that was my biggest gripe was how they introduced Corey's storyline and how he kind of has the same origin as Michael
Okay,
Myers, and
no, that's okay. That's another thing too.
that's what I'm
Is that
saying. It's a lot. It's a lot to talk about
they're like, how did he become evil? He just like
because he saw it
it's
in
just,
Michael's eyes, bro. I don't fucking
yeah, that
know.
doesn't make any
That's what I'm
sense.
saying.
What?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
well, and he was like, he even told Lori, he was like, just accept it, like accept the look in his eyes or something like that. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Bro, they were really playing Halloween infected.
Dude.
Are y'all texting?
No,
What are you
I
doing?
didn't do anything. I can't believe Michael Myers like was in the sewer and just straight up looked in his eyes and was like, "Oh yeah, we both have the same like evil or whatever." So now you're
You hit him
basically
with
you're
that.
infected.
Yeah, that was
You hit him with that Ghost Rider penance stare.
yeah, that
I
was
was
so
like,
dumb.
"What?" Like I literally was like, "What just happened? Like what the heck just happened?" And then all of a sudden, okay, I do have to say though, everybody was so mean to Corey, bro, in the beginning. They were like for no fucking
Yeah.
reason.
Bro, homie was getting shit
By
on,
literally,
bro.
but even by his mom, bro. I was like, damn.
That's one of my pros though, is that they really developed the atmosphere of that town where it's like you really can't escape the past. You know what I mean? Because everyone's gonna see you differently. Like he accidentally killed that kid and now everyone hates him, you know.
Bro, the
Lori,
little
everyone thinks she's crazy. Allison, everyone thinks she's crazy. It's like you really can't escape. Like even if you move on past your trauma, like your all your friends and family die, even if you can somehow move past that, it's the trauma's still gonna be there because the people around you are still gonna see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even though it was like what 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Which that's funny. I
It's
have that. I
crazy.
have that as a con. Is the intro scene when he killed the kid? That was so stupid.
What? I thought that was crazy. I thought that
It's
was
the way that
kid had a
it's
gun.
the way that it happened.
Homie just opened
why.
the door and the kid just flew off the fucking railing.
No, no. I thought that felt because that's like the type of thing Michael Myers would do. He would push open the door. You know, it's like very graphic.
Okay, but think about it, Anthony. You get hit by a door. Are you flying off the railing of your stairs?
Okay, if he was right at the end, maybe.
Okay, but think about how short that kid was. Do you know how short those railings would have to be for you to trip and
Well,
fall over them as like a 10-year-old kid? That
I
thing was
don't know,
probably
man.
up to his neck, and somebody was like, "Wah!"
I love that part because I think it fit in with like how gruesome everything is. You know what I mean?
That shit made me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie.
It made me chuckle because the way the little doll or the dummy they used fucking fell and like
They just
yeah and
slapped the
like
ground.
like ripped, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
It just reminded me of that that meme where it's like, "What would you do if there was a child in front of you?" And it's just,
Would you
Just
would you take on 10 100-year-olds or 110-year-olds? But
okay. I, I want to get into like a con that's a con of the franchise. Not really a con of this movie, but Michael fucking Myers wasn't in this fucking movie, bro. I feel like it just has to be said. Like it's titled Halloween but Michael Myers was in the movie for like 5 minutes,
That's what.
and he wasn't even the most important thing of this movie.
That's a con of like the older movies.
I think that that's okay with me.
Well, think about it. It's like Endgame, but
Without no
if
Thanos.
but if Thanos didn't
It's
show up in the
no,
slightest at
it's not
all
the
until the
same
final fight,
because
it is the
like
same.
with Michael Myers, it's like it's the fear that like it's the fear that he invokes in people that's there.
Man, y'all should have
You
seen
know
the
what I mean?
reaction when the original Halloween 3 came out and there was no Michael in the movie at all.
Oh, I didn't like Halloween 3.
No, I didn't either, but I'm just saying.
I didn't like H2O that much either.
I didn't either. But
But
Anthony,
yeah,
why is your
no,
camera so dark?
I feel like you go. It's like taking the main character of a franchise and just removing it. That's basically what they did this movie, and then they didn't. I feel like they kind of ruined his character because the way you've seen Michael Myers in the past is like no matter how beat up he is, he's just gonna keep fucking killing people until he feels like it. But this one, they literally had him hiding in a sewer for 4 years. Like that's not. It's not Michael Myers. Like the moment he gets a chance, he's just killing people.
And then when Corey brought that cop in for him, he could like barely take him out. He
Yeah,
he
I
legit
feel
would like
like
hit him and then stop and go sit in the corner and be like, "No, I'm too weak. I can't do it."
yeah, it didn't make sense. And then him sparing life, like Corey's life, it was just stupid to me too. Because I was like, no, Michael doesn't spare lives. He kills whoever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like they just kind of like twisted his character around for no other reason than to explain why he was easy to kill in this one.
Listen,
I don't.
I get that he's old, and I get maybe he needed somebody like Corey to help him like um do his like dirty work kind of. But if you're gonna do that, then why did you have Michael coming to the houses with him to help him kill?
Literally,
Like
it didn't.
you literally just show that he can still do it.
Yeah, because like whenever he killed that nurse, he had no problem killing nurse. He literally picked her up with one hand and stabbed her, and pinned her to the wall with the knife. Like
Hmm.
what? How does he go from that to barely being able to like push a dude over?
That's what I'm saying. Um, Anything else specific before we ramble on?
Mm, no,
'Cause-
just them benching their star player and then making him look stupid. It's like Michael Jordan on the Wizards.
I was just gonna finish up by saying, talking a little bit more about Corey, because like I don't know, I do feel like you said, Anthony, it was pretty much wasted. I didn't mind them saying, because they say evil never dies, right? So I didn't mind like maybe Michael Myers dies, but like Corey's still out there, like he's still an evil out there. Basically, he's the next Michael, next Mantle.
That would have been cool.
I thought that would have been
I
okay.
wouldn't have minded that.
That's what I'm saying. But they just ended up killing him.
I wouldn't have liked it, but I wouldn't have minded it. It's like one of those things where like, oh well, they have to have another movie, but this time there's not going to be another movie now because you just killed off the entire future of your franchise.
It's
Congratulations.
literally going to be another reboot. So
Well, I mean, it was called Halloween Ends. I think that was the purpose.
yeah, I know,
Well, I
and
mean, why
the
not
end of
just
a
have it
trilogy.
end? Why drag it out? You know, doesn't make sense.
But
Why introduce new characters at the end of the franchise when they're just going to die?
it's for the plot, bro.
Like let's take like a good written thing like Stranger Things, and for their final season they said, nope, we're not adding any new one-offs. It's just the original cast because this is going to be the end. How it should end. If you're doing a Halloween ends, instead of going big, you should dumb it down, make it feel personal. Don't introduce anyone new. Just bring it back to its roots. Focus on the main characters. Finish up their story arcs. Bring them to a satisfying end.
I don't
That's
mind.
all you have to do if you're in a franchise.
I don't mind introducing people new. Just don't make those new characters super like big deal, like main character energy.
Yeah, like you
Don't
can
give them their whole
introduce
damn
like
big
a
plot
convenient.
points.
Yeah, you can introduce a convenience store clerk, but just don't have that convenience store clerk be the center focus of the entire movie. Like this wasn't a movie about Lori or her daughter or Michael Myers. It was a story about Corey. This movie was Corey's movie. They killed him off in the end and then had it become Michael Myers' movie for the last 10 minutes of the movie. That's what this movie was.
I don't feel bad for Corey in the slightest either. I don't know what they're trying to go for, but anyways, you want to go into pros? Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody.
I already mentioned some of my pros.
Well, you're gonna mention something
And
else.
as corny as a lot of these shits might have looked, it was really nice seeing some old school dummies getting thrown around and being used
Oh, it
instead of
was
just
fun.
CGIing the bodies.
It was a lot of
It
fun.
was nice seeing fucking heads get popped off and have them be completely different color from the original actor's skin.
And you know, they you can't go wrong with the score. Literally,
Did
you
they ever
can't go
play the
wrong.
Michael Myers theme in this?
Yes, they did
Yeah,
When?
multiple
At the
times.
very end?
multiple times at the end, at some point in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess they only played it when he was fucking on screen, which was like, you know,
the,
shit, my bad. That's probably why I didn't notice it.
there was
But yeah, you can't go wrong.
besides like Michael's death, they had some sick kills, like the one with his tongue.
Oh,
That
dude,
was
that one was fucking wild, dog.
You didn't have to do that, like.
Dude, that was fucking dope as fuck. I saw that shit and I was like, bro, this is what I've been wanting.
But I already said I like the way they portrayed Lori. Like I think that's fine. But other than that, that's about it for me. Besides, I do want to talk about the ending. But what about y'all?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to the ending. I don't like other than like some like cool like old style visual effects. You know, it was shot. I can't even say shot pretty well because they like I don't know. They always have the same like cinematography style. It's always like really pleasing to see, but it's like every horror movie at this point because
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Ooh, big movie, do good, let's do that." Shot for shot, bar for bar.
Bar for bar. You got anything else, Anthony? No. Um. Okay. The ending. Where do we want to start?
Oh, I know where to start on that
What's up?
because I'm so mad. I I'm so mad that they were able to kill Michael because I thought he was supposed to be like this immortal type guy.
I was mad whenever they slit his throat because any other wound he has like shotgun bullets in him, and he like doesn't
Yeah,
die. There's no blood or nothing. They also made an emphasis to
yeah.
show the
He's
blood at
he's
the
been
beginning.
stabbed in the neck. He's been stabbed in the eye, in the chest. He's been shot multiple times. All that and nothing. Not even like it doesn't even slow him down. But then all of a sudden, knives in his hands is enough to hold him down and kill him with the with his neck.
That's what I was saying.
I
And then
think
That didn't
the
make any
part
sense.
the part that made me just be like, "Bro, why the fuck would you do that?" and have her live is whenever he grabs Lori by the back of her head and slams her into like the china cabinet and like breaks the glass. And I was like, okay, you just killed like a pretty well built man, like the DJ that they killed. I was like, you just killed him by slamming his face into the desk a couple times. How are you gonna slam this woman's face into like pure glass 4 times and have her not have a scratch on her face?
not only that, but the dude kept it personal as he should have. But like any other person, he just grabs them by the head, gouges their eyes out, and he's done. But with her, he would like
Yeah.
have a hold on her forever, and then be like, "Oh, let me just grab your hand." And then it's like she would try and grab him or slap him or do whatever, and he could easily just break her hand, like he done it with everyone else,
Yeah.
easily in like 2 seconds.
Doesn't make sense to me. It's like he'll do the same moves that he does on other people, and on other people it's just an instant KO. But with her, she's
Well,
like, "Nah, bro,
I
I
think
am built of steel. You
that's
can't break my
purposeful
neck."
though, because like Noah said, he's like it's different with her because she's like the one person who's been through like the whole thing. You know what I mean? Since the beginning,
So like the first, like the thing he
he's like
did.
trying to save her.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing he did to try to make it like blissful for him was like he tried to put her hand in the garbage disposal of the sink,
Yeah,
which is kind of
like do it
crazy.
slowly.
Yeah, like he's like, haha, I'm gonna get your ass like with this little garbage disposal. That's funny. He's like probably thinking that. He's like, that's funny as fuck. But my
Bro, the
other
knitting
issue,
needle and it.
the knitting needle. The other issue I had was when he was on the table and then she threw the fucking fridge on him and then he's just like, oh no, my legs are caught. I'm like, bitch, you could just like kick it real quick.
Yeah, you're
Right?
strong enough to just kick
That's what
it.
I'm saying. I know he's old.
He's
I don't want to hear the he's because he's old excuse because no, they don't treat that consistently.
yeah.
But it was very satisfying seeing him die, though. I'll give you that.
It was, but it was also like he's not supposed to be able to die. Like, what explanation did they give for his death?
The rights
They
to
didn't give
the
one.
rights to the movie are up with Blumhouse. That's their explanation. They legit can't make any more.
Bro, I think
But
the funniest shit was whenever they put him in that grinder, and I was like, "Oh, this is like one of those satisfying TikToks where
That
they're
was
just."
cool.
And all I
That
thought
was
is, there's a
awesome.
girl that I watch on TikTok, and she'll like watch those videos. She'll be smash, smash, and whenever he crushed, I was like, smash.
I thought that scene was awesome.
dude, it was satisfying because every other Michael Myers or horror movie, they're like, oh yeah, we killed him for sure, but then his body's gone or some shit. I thought they were gonna do that. When the cops came, I thought they were
I
gonna
thought they were gonna
go
do that.
and he's gonna be gone.
I thought they were gonna dump his body in like a lake or some shit, and I was like, he's just gonna fucking walk away. And they threw him in the grinder, and I was like, hey yo,
I do like that she's smart enough to say, "Nah, man, like he keeps getting up. Like we're not gonna know until like he's actually officially like we see him dead." And so I thought it was
yeah,
kind of refreshing that they were all finally like, "No, we have to see his body like fucking get destroyed to fucking bits,"
Yeah.
and then it did.
the
So
I
cop.
love that it was
That's not
Allison
how
that
we do this. The
decided
sheriff.
that too.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, which Allison was wild. All that trauma with her, she's seen it firsthand, and she's treating like Lori like shit. I was like, "Nah, man, come on, you've seen it firsthand. You know how it is. You almost died, like, bro."
I got so thrown off whenever like because like this last movie, she was the one who was like sticking up for her grandma, and she was like the one who like believed her whenever she was like Michael's back. But this movie, she's like, "Yo, Michael's back," and she's like, "Bro, shut the fuck up. You're old and senile. Like, what the fuck? You just helped her out like 4 years ago. You went. She's the whole reason you're alive. What the fuck?"
She was like, shut up, senior citizen. Like, go to the
Like, shut the
nursing
fuck up,
home.
grandma. You got dementia.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, exactly. My gosh. But yeah, that's all I got, to be honest.
What a
Disappointing.
tragic end to it.
Disappointing.
What started
like
off as really promising. It looked like they were going to
What
redeem themselves for
what
H2O and Halloween 3, but
Even Halloween Kills
what
was
would
at
y'all
least kind of fun.
rate it?
What would I rate it? What would you rate it?
I think
Or what would
if
I
they
rate it?
actually killed
I
Michael
would
Myers
rate
at
it
the end of Halloween Kills, I would have enjoyed it more than Halloween Ends.
8.5.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Just kidding.
I would rate it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'd rate it a
I'll
3.
give it. I was going to say 2.5, but I guess I'll give it a 3.
I think I actually did give it a 2.5 when I finished, but I was like, or in the middle of the movie, but then I was like, you know what? The ending was kind of cool. So they kind of, at least they ended it kind of good.
The ending is what dropped it for me. I kind of wish they just didn't have Michael Myers in this movie at all, honestly.
I thought it was satisfying though, because Lori finally got her conclusion.
It would have been satisfying if it built up to it instead of it like building up some random side quest.
Dude, that was this is off topic, but that was sick whenever the way she drew out Corey. She was like, all right, I'm gonna kill myself. I thought she was gonna do it, bro. I was legit like, bro, no way. Like she can't escape
I
it, so
thought so
she like
too.
wants to kill herself. I thought that'd be
I thought she
crazy.
did do it.
What you
Dude,
When she
whenever
did the
she
shot,
started saying that, I was typing in my notes. I was like, I was like typing in, I was like, they fucked up Lori's character. She would never actually fucking kill herself. What the fuck? And then she was like, psych bitch. And I was like, I fucking knew it. They wouldn't dare do that shit.
Dude, she really said, gotcha, bitch.
Call it ambulance, but not for me.
Straight up, bro.
She did that, bro. She called the police, reported a suicide, and was like, not for me.
It legit wasn't, but she didn't mean for him to die, to be fair.
That shit was fucking funny.
I'm glad. I'm also glad they didn't do the route where, like, since Corey's taking up the mantle, like they go to take Michael, and then they come back, and then his like body's gone. Corey's body's gone. That would have been trippy.
You know what they did? They screamed us. They gave us a different Michael Myers this fucking movie.
Wait, what do you mean?
They did a scream. They gave us a different killer this movie and was like, haha, it's quirky and new.
It's quirky and
But
new.
it's really the same old shit.
You mean like Jason 5? Jason Part 5?
I prefer Jason X.
At least that was Jason.
That's fair.
Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like or dislike, whatever you want for this movie. And subscribe. Go watch the movie if you like Michael Myers, I guess. I don't recommend it, but Anthony does. So, go watch it if our opinions matter to you. And make sure you check out our merch shop. And I think that's about it. We have all our links right in the description or wherever you're watching podcast, any podcast platform or YouTube. So say hi to your mom for us, and we will see y'all next week.